Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are you? So, my favorite tarot reader on YouTube, Neo Tarot, did a wonderful reading on Foodie Beauty yesterday, and I wanted to sit down early this morning and do a react. And believe me, you guys, this one is amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's so much to go over, there's so much to unpack, there's so many details. I actually did a react to Neo Tarot's reading yesterday, and I intended to release it today. But after reviewing it, I wanted to redo it again because there's so many details that I missed while I was reacting to it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to release the first one. I'm going to just redo it and include all the details. So, about the reading, like I said, the reading is absolutely amazing. Neil, your readings are always amazing. You don't really have a lot of knowledge about Foodie Beauty, but yet you always nail it. You're always spot on. You're always on point. You read her like a phone book, girl. Which shows that you are an amazing reader, that you know definitely that what you're talking about, you got the gift. So like there's so much to discuss here, you guys. There is so much. So many things came out in this reading, and I want to give my thoughts to Neo's thoughts to the reading, and I hope you guys enjoy. And for those of you that enjoy this tarot react, please look down below this video in the description. For those of you that don't know about Neo Tarot, she's got an amazing channel with all kinds of wonderful content. She does tarot readings on actors, actresses, events, even interesting places. Also, she does private readings for those who want private readings or need private readings. So if you're looking for a private reading, check out Neo Tarot. I think you'll be very pleased about what she says to you. So without further ado, let's get into this reading, shall we? Okay. So I've got her reading already pulled up. And, it's always a good time for me to sit here and do this tarot reacts. I'm not interested in monetizing anything. I'm just here to give my thoughts and give some further insight to Neo's insight. So this is always a pleasure for me, Neo, to do these. I just do this for fun. Don't care. Because I love sitting and giving my thoughts to what the cards have to say. So without further ado, Neo, take it away, my friend.
Okay, so let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message, this tarot card reading, tarot card message for Foodie Beauty. Y'all are like the best, okay? I don't know what's going on, but y'all definitely keep me on my toes. So let's just get into it. I always shout out Rose because when I do readings like this, she just offers me like it's not just the confirmation, but it's like the clarity because I really do not understand how it all comes together, like the pieces, like the things that I'm picking up on and how it kind of like I said, fits together. So
My pleasure, Neo. Absolutely my pleasure. Like I said, I do this for fun, and my subscribers, they enjoy me doing the tarot reacts, and I'm glad that we could do these reacts together. Like you're giving the reading and I'm just giving my thoughts, and always a pleasure for me. Like sometimes you just do things for the fun of it, and this is one of the fun of it things for me.
shout out to Rose. I completely and utterly appreciate her feedback. When it's, she does my videos, when she responds to or reacts to the video. So let's get into it. I will say this. I do have an energy of what feels like eruption, and I'll just go through the words that are coming up now. Rupture, eruption, explosion, exhaust. There's an energy of explosion. Like I feel like something is like a bomb being set off.
What's funny about you saying that, Neo, is that an eruption of sorts did recently happen. So Chantal, Foodie Beauty, she was gunning for a place on another channel. She wanted to be part of a panel called Locale Queens, which is run by a gentleman by the name of Keemstar. Keemstar, he does many different things. He's essentially a millionaire. He's got lots of money. There are different things that he does on YouTube. One of them is a channel called Locale Live. And then there's Locale Queens, which is a new project that he put together. And Chantal, she's been going into the Locale live chat for a long time. She even joined a Discord, just trying to get in good with that crowd. They invited her up on panel as a guest, and it went incredibly wrong because she thought that with her sordid past and the things she's done on YouTube, that she could just step out of Girl World, which is the community that reacts to Chantal, the people that know her history, the people that know her lore. She thought she could step out of that community and go to this drama community, if you will, and be part of that, and they would know very little of her past. And she was wrong, because somebody up on panel knew more than she thought, and they were bringing stuff up, including a picture that she did that she posted on YouTube that was of a, shall we say, revealing nature. Not too revealing, nothing like full nudity, but revealing enough. And she did not handle it well. Like, nothing was shown on camera. Nothing bad was shown, but it was talked about. That picture was talked about. And she was up on the panel having a good time. But then afterwards, she reacted very, very badly. Very, very badly. And she essentially accused of Keemstar and the people on his panel of violating her. She did an entire video saying, "I feel violated," which is very inflammatory language, because that points to actual violation when there was none, which led to backlash for her doing that video, backlash in Girl World, backlash from Locale Live, and it just kept snowballing from there. So she was hoping to get a job with Locale Live or on Locale Queens, and it just didn't happen because she just kept sticking her foot in her mouth. And I think she was gunning for that position because money on her main channel has been dropping significantly, and she was hoping for that job to kind of save her butt financially. So yes, there has been a serious eruption, a whole series of events for Chantal, and she has not handled it well at all. And if you would like my opinion, I think that she's been in a bit of a tailspin in all kinds of ways.
And I'm not saying that like a bomb, but I'm just saying like the explosivity of a bomb. Like that's exactly what it feels like. And so when I say rupture, also, this makes me feel like more so medical. And so I don't know if she watches my videos and or not, but if she does, I'm speaking directly to you. You need like 911. There is something.
You're right. She needs to get to a doctor. She needs to be seen by a doctor. She needs to be checked in somewhere, perhaps, because we, the people that watch her on a regular basis, we can see her physically getting worse. You can see the physical side effects of whatever it is she's doing. She's looking extremely swollen. She looks like she has edema on her face. One side of her face is more swollen than the other, which could point to, say, a heart problem. That could be possibly a heart problem. There might be edema of the face, like I said. One eye is bulging more than the other. Also, one of her eyes is continuously leaking fluid. So these are all very serious things that she should be taking seriously, but she's not. Because Chantal has always operated under the thought of, well, if I don't address it, it'll go away. Or if nothing serious has happened right now, it's not that bad. Well, it is bad, but she doesn't want to face it. She doesn't want to go to the doctor and get all of the bad news. She thinks, if I don't receive the bad news, then nothing really truly is bad when it actually is.
Medically wrong. And there's no other way for me to say it. And again, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes, okay? But it just feels like that. And so I think it's very important that you take heed to something health-wise. But this is not just the rupture. Like, there is also makes me feel like rapture.
It's funny when you said the word rapture, because when you said rupture, my mind immediately said rapture. I don't know why, but I just thought rapture. And then you said rapture. I'm like, because my mind went to rapture.
But it's also in connection to what is happening in your life at this moment. There is going to be a rupture. There is going to be a breaking down. There is going to be an explosion. And so
You know what? Hold on just a moment, please. Thank you. Okay, I just stopped the video for a minute because I wanted to look up the word rapture. I wasn't entirely sure of its meaning. I'd heard that word before, but rapture could mean extreme joy. But rapture could also mean like a sort of resurrection. So it's funny how you got those two words together, Neo. Rupture, which means something breaking apart, and then rapture, which is like the gathering. So could this mean that Chantal, like I said before, maybe the spiritual world is looking at Chantal as, in order to make you, we got to break you. We got to break down that tower of ego that you have built for yourself, that you have lived in for so long. And we got to bring it down. We got to bring it all down. We got to bring you back down to earth, for you to get grounded, for you to just be in reality versus fantasy. Maybe that's why you got both of those words. Anyway, I just want to look up the word rapture because I wasn't sure of the definition, so there you go.
I'm going to start shuffling here in a minute because I don't want to ramble. But there is this energy of a lot of toxicity and a lot of conversation. Like I said, the last reading, I was about to say the last meeting, but the last reading, a lot of tantrum, like a lot of, and now what Spirit saying is victim, like you are taking a victim stance. I'm hearing me, 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 me. But then there's also this energy of just having a fit. And I picked up on that reading, on that energy, the last reading, just having a full-on adult tantrum. But this one is way more emotional. Could be attached to a water sign and or could not. Okay, so this reading is completely alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot, sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. I'm also going to acknowledge, thank you, Spirit, that very hot to the touch. So this could indicate like just anger, frustration, chaos, but also hot, temperature rising. It could acknowledge fever, could also acknowledge hypertension. Angry, but it's the left side of the body and it's starting in the hand. Could be dealing with carpal tunnel, could be dealing with arthritis, some energy of joints swelling. Okay, but Spirit is acknowledging when it comes to Foodie Booty.
Okay, I think that the cards being laid down that way, Neo, are significant. Let me tell you why. Because the first card, the lightning bugs card, it came out reversed. It came out inverted. When I saw that card inverted, laid down like that, I got a picture in my mind of Chantal. Chantal in a field, a very dark field. There's no moon above her head, but a person who's going out into a dark field at night in summertime looking for lightning bugs, but there are absolutely none. There are none to be found. And Chantal, in the past, if you want to compare situations together, like she came onto YouTube looking for lightning bugs, anything she could think of to grow her channel, to get her name out there, to make money, to be infamous. Like she would just run through the field, grabbing those lightning bugs. Like if she saw a lightning bug of drama, oh, let me grab that one. If she saw one of controversy, let me grab that one. You know, like if she could tell wild stories and there's a lightning bug for that, let me grab that one. You know, she grabbed all the lightning bugs related to making money and getting attention. She grabbed them all up, as many as she could, putting them into a jar. And she used that jar of lightning bugs and the light that they emitted to gain attention for herself. She just kept running through that field, gathering all the lightning bugs over the last 7, 8 years. But now she's arrived at a place where there are no lightning bugs. She's walking into the field, looking all around. No lightning bugs. Absolutely none. So try to catch lightning bugs, but there are none to catch. She's run out of ideas. She's run out of creativity, energy. Like she is just completely depleted and empty on all fronts. And I feel that's another reason why she wanted to join up on another channel. I was watching another tarot reader, Melissa Gold Tarot, and the first few cards that she put down, one word popped into my mind, Neo. The word abandonment. Like there is a part of her that even though she built up her channel to over 100K, there was a part of her that wanted to walk away from it for the most part. That she looked at it as just something that required work and energy, and she didn't see any financial return. She was looking to kind of walk away from it, not completely, but for the most part, and just work for Keemstar on Locale Live for the Locale Queens, and in essence, do there what she's been doing the last few years, which is I don't want to do the thinking. I don't want to do the creating. I don't want to have to come up with any ideas. I'll just work for somebody else and collect a paycheck. I'll just be on panel and I'll get paid. Like for the last few years, she's been really, really bad about handing over responsibilities and work to other people. Like, I don't want to do the thinking. I just want to collect a paycheck, but I don't want to think at all. So, abandonment. She's worked hard on her channel the last 8 years, and her energy level has been going down. There's no creativity. She can't think of a single thing to do to get people as interested in her as they once were. So she feels stuck. She feels absolutely stuck. So the image of the person trying to catch the lightning bugs in reverse, I feel that applies because I keep seeing the image of instead of the lightning bugs being in the jar where the person wants them to be, they're all escaping. I see the lightning bugs. They're flying away. They're absolutely flying away. So that's just what I got just from those 3 cards already.
Foodie beauty, because Spirit said, let's get into it. All right. This is everyday lightning bugs. This is what you wanted. Okay, this was your secret wish. You finally got what you wanted. You're on this platform. You're on this, what feels like stage. You're catching everyday lightning bugs. And there's something very interesting about lightning bugs. I don't know the duration of their lifespan, but Spirit is saying that they don't have a very long lifespan. And in the spirit realm, there's no such thing as time, but it makes me feel like it's a flicker. Like you were hot, now you're not. Like it feels like...
And I feel the same way you do with this reading. And I've said in my readings, I said in my last one, I feel like her time is up. And I'm not saying that in an evil or mean way. It's just that Spirit is saying for what she's doing and how she's doing it, her time is up. Spirit is here to help us and it's here to guide us. And if you're on a wrong path, or you're on a path that is not benefiting you, if you're on a path that is hurting you, Spirit is, I keep seeing an image of a person that's kind of sort of like a parental figure, that they're very no nonsense. There's nothing uh, evil about their energy. It's just they have an attitude of, well, this just won't do. And they're very no nonsense and matter of fact, this just won't do. And the spirit world is looking at Chantal and the way she's living, and they're saying, well, this just won't do. So since this just won't do, what needs to happen to stop all this? Well, I think the important thing for Chantal is that things have been aligning and lining up to break down the ego. I feel that her own ego traps her. Like she's built a tower of ego all around her, and she's been surrounded by it. She's been trapping herself with it. Uh, the ego creates illusions and fantasy and a fantasy world. And she's just been living in this tower of harmful, toxic ego. Excuse me. Pardon me. So, Spirit has been saying, well, this just won't do. We have to take this tower down. We got to take it down now. We got to get it all the way down. We can't leave any stones unturned. Let's just make this happen. So things have been aligning to bring down the tower. And a lot of people look at tower moments as being harmful, as being bad, but sometimes tower moments are good for us because if, like I said, if you're involved in something, if you are involved with someone, or you're around in a place where you should not be, Spirit is going to say, this just won't do. And they'll pull you away from that which you are around, which doesn't make you happy, doesn't bring you happiness, brings you pain. It's going to pull you away from it. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, it's just going to happen. If you try to block it, something else will happen and put you back on the path. Spirit's job is to try to guide you on a path where you can be the person that you're supposed to be, and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do. So you can be your ultimate, true, happy self.
The light is fading, like the light is dimming in regards to her being on stage, in regards to her having this platform of validation. It's like a flicker. It's like a light switch. It's on and then it's off. And it's making me go back because, again, I do not know the lifespan of a firefly. A lightning bug is what we used to call them. But whatever this lifespan is, it's very short. And so they're acknowledging like time is up. Okay. But anyway, let's get back. Spirit is acknowledging that this is what you wanted. This is everyday magic. I always pick up that she does some form of manifestation, but it's through some form of manipulation. It's dark. Okay, let's keep going. And Spirit is just acknowledging this is what you wanted. But there's egg on your face.
Why am I laughing? I'm not laughing at you, Neo. I'm laughing because something that I've said in my Tarot Reacts, and also people off of YouTube, when I talk to them on Discord, things that I've done in my tarot readings on YouTube, is that Chantal, she keeps the tower of ego around her because she doesn't want egg on her face. Like she's trying to avoid the egg on her face. She's already getting egg on her face because of being in Kuwait and being around a guy that doesn't care about her. But she would get more egg on her face if she came home and she started over again. She would have to admit that she made some bad choices, that she was around someone that didn't care about her. She doesn't want to hear from people in girl world, I told you so. Like her pride is so enormous that she doesn't want to admit when she's wrong. It's really twisted up with her pride. She's got narcissistic pride. Even though we're all human and we all make mistakes, she can't admit when she's wrong. Chantal always has to maintain a feeling, an image, a life of whatever your life is, my life has to be better. So if you're human and you make mistakes, guess what? I don't make mistakes, even though she does. She will never admit when she's wrong, even if there's evidence right in her face. She's like, nope, I'm not admitting when I'm wrong. So this card of like the egg, it's like, yeah, like either way she goes, she's going to get egg on her face. It's just that if she stays where she's at, things are going to get progressively worse. And I feel like she's at a breaking point now in all respects, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically. Like she is right on the edge of that cliff. But if she goes home, even if she gets egg on her face, she can take that egg, scramble them all up, and make some breakfast. There's a chance at life back home. There's no chance of life at all where she's at. It's a dead end. It's an absolute dead end. I also feel that excuse me, that if that ain't truth, grits ain't groceries card, that also represents her food addiction. She's a food addict, Neo, big time. Girl, she's severe food addiction, severe. She needs to go to inpatient. She will never go, but she needs it. She needs strict, lockdown inpatient. But she'll never take the treatment. But her focus is on food. So the catching the lightning bugs card in reverse is her not catching the lightning bugs, which is leading her to diving more into the food because she is someone that she does emotional eating. Like when she's upset, when she's sad, she will dive more into the food. So it's like if she can't catch those lightning bugs, she's going to catch some coffee and donuts at Starbucks. You feel me? Like she will compensate and try to calm herself with food. So I feel like the grits ain't groceries card kind of represents that too.
With if that ain't truth, grits ain't groceries. Truth is always something that comes up too, being very truthful, being honest, coming to the light with truthful communication. And so because you refuse to do that, because you would rather stay in this space where you feel validated and on stage and in what feels like limelight, there's egg on your face. And this is not just like you, but it's egg on your face, egg on whoever else's face who supports this Spirit says addict. I'm trying to
You don't know just how much you nailed what you just said. Chantal, like I said, is a food addict. But even worse, Neo, even worse, she's using YouTube and she is using her YouTube channel to, in essence, crowdsource and crowdfund her addiction. She has her YouTube channel and she's on the lookout for people that are into the food fetish to give her money on YouTube. She also promotes another platform, Cameo, where she'll do the food request for money. It's a dark, deep rabbit hole, Neo. Like she is an active addict using a public platform to fund her addictions. Look for people who will fund her addictions and keep them going. She gets on camera and she does self-harm content. Chantal will get on camera with her bad health And she wants everybody to watch her, in essence, getting high because food makes her happy. And she eats insane amounts of food, Neo. So she's an active food addict that comes on YouTube spotlighting and publicizing her addiction and looking for people to fund her addiction, to give her money, to buy her meals. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Really bad. And it's only getting worse.
Say this rant, but Spirit says this addict, whoever supports this addict. Okay. So believe it, trustworthiness, watch for signs. Spirit is also acknowledging that this has to do with a relationship, be that business and or I'm hearing toxic, be that business and or romantic. But Spirit keeps stopping me and saying, be that toxic, be that a toxic relationship. And there's a lot of toxicity that is in your energy field. It's not just toxicity to people, but it's toxicity to any other habit that you could have. And Spirit is also saying fetishes. There are fetishes that you have.
Yep. The food fetish being one of them. And she's been indulging in that the last 8 years, and it has done her so much harm. And she is not without awareness. She knows how sick she is. She knows that her health is getting worse, but she does not care. She's actually said, I will eat until I die. Yep. Like she will not give up food. She doesn't want to change. She's on a path and she seems determined to stay on there no matter what the consequences might be.
As well. This is your business, okay? This is not my business. This is not my problem. I read energy and then I do what I got to do when I turn off this camera because please believe I don't need it, okay? But Spirit is acknowledging that this is about the fire in your belly to do what you want to do because you can. And it goes back to this. This is where you get validation. You get validation in these toxic romantic relationships and this toxic professional relationship. And you're trying to be a strong pillar, strong post to your own demise. And again, we get this flamingo, and it's interesting because one of the subbies was like, every time you read on her, you get this flamingo, and how this flamingo is doing something outside of what the body naturally does. It's standing on 2 feet when it is supposed to stand on one. And
you know, when I looked at the flamingo card, like all I kept focusing on was that one leg of the flamingo. Like the leg on the left is completely, it looks like it's completely straight. But the leg on the right, it doesn't look right. And your subby was right. Flamingos normally don't stand on 2 legs unless something is wrong. So I feel like the flamingo being on 2 legs, that is significant. I keep feeling like that the one leg with the flamingo, it hurts. Like there's something wrong with it. But and the leg is not straight. It is curved. Like it's something ain't right with it. Chantal does have problems with her leg or her foot. Again, she won't go see a doctor, but like she's trying. I keep feeling it. The more that things go wrong in her world, the more she tries to act like there's nothing wrong. Like if people on YouTube or Twitter or whatnot, the more they say, Chantal, you don't look well. Chantal, your face is puffy. Chantal, there's something wrong with your eye. You need to go to the doctor. The more that she sees it and the more that she hears it, and believe me, this woman is all over social media researching her name. She knows what people say about her. The more that she will act like nothing's wrong, I'm fine. Oh, they're saying that I look bad. I'm going to go walk on the beach just to prove them that I'm okay. So she's been going out a lot more, although she doesn't look well. She recently went to the beach, but I feel like the flamingo's leg is significant. Like that one back leg, the one on the right, it looks bent from, looks like almost like a knee joint down to the ankle. Like something ain't right with that leg.
So that again speaks to her detriment and her demise. You're doing something that is bringing you pain. You're doing something that is bringing you agony. You are doing something that's self-destruct. self-destructive. And so why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Not my business. Could include a water sign and or could not.
I think I might have an answer for you, Neo. It may not be the complete answer, but I looked into that once and I was like, what? Why doesn't she just stop with all of this? And I kept hearing something from her, like the phrase, this is all I've got. Like she doesn't have much. But like I kept hearing, it's all I've got. Like what she has is all she has. It's all I've got. And she's holding on to Salah because he is all she has for companionship. And the channel being what it is, she painted herself into a corner by revolving the content around drama and food. And now she painted herself into a corner and she doesn't know how to get herself out. And as money being what it is right now, she's afraid that if she changes things up, that she will arrive at a place where she won't make very much. She's built an audience structured around her food addiction. People come to her channel to just watch her eat. There are people in her own audience that encourage her to eat. Yes, I know that's twisted because they know about her food addiction and they still encourage her to eat. But that's just how it is and what it is. So she's got a certain way of doing things and she's treading water, but she's afraid that if she changes things up, she won't be able to even tread water. So the feeling is, it's all I've got. She got a little bit of something in her hand and she's not going to let it go. It's all I've got.
Could be emotional and or could not. But Spirit says you're dealing with deep rooted anxiety, depression, PTSD. You're manic. You're manic. And
Yes.
this is kind of crazy because this energy is also saying that you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you are going fucking balls to wall. Like you're screaming, you're yelling, you're pulling at your hair. It feels like you're pulling, you're just mad. But it's very, very weird. I will say that it's psycho. It's borderline psycho. I'm not gonna hold you. And again, this reading is alleged. I don't know her, she don't know me, but I'm just picking up on the energy. And so that's the energy that I get, just someone being very manic while looking in the bathroom in a mirror of some sort and just being upset, like just being completely unhinged. So Spirit said, take a deep breath. You need to take a couple deep breaths because your health is at risk. You cannot stand to do what you're doing and think that you can recover health-wise. That's just what Spirit said. Spirit says that you're going to continue to do what you want to do because you can. Cats have 9 lives. I do see that purple is on the bottom, meaning that you're not listening to your higher intuitive self because you keep landing on your feet. But there is something about there's going to come a time where you're not, and there's no way to recover because Spirit says once.
I feel that way too, Neo. I feel like Chantal's health is so bad that if something happens, it's going to be severe. It's going to be really severe. And I don't know what's going to happen. I am not wishing anything upon Chantal. Chantal, in fact, I feel is wishing things upon herself because she just keeps pushing it, you know. She is really pushing her bodies beyond the boundaries of what it can handle. And she's not giving it a break. And Chantal has always operated under, oh, if it's not that bad, then it's not that bad. And I'm not going to worry about it until it gets that bad. Well, it only takes one time, Chantal. It only takes one time. You know, and I know that Chantal has heard me talk through my reacts. And I have warned her. Like, she's not set up. If something medically happens to her and she lives through it, who's going to take care of her? Like, what if she has a stroke and that paralyzes one side of her body? Who's going to take her in? Who's going to take care of her? She doesn't have the money for medical bills. She doesn't have the money for anything. Like, she is just flying on the seat of her pants, but with no wings. So she's not thinking about the future when she should. She should be paying more attention to things, but she's not. So all it takes is one time, Chantal. One. You can go from being on this side of the grass to the other side real quick. Again, I'm not wishing that for you. Every time you sit down and you eat copious amounts of food or sugar or fat, you're actually wishing that for yourself. I'm a stranger. You don't know me, but you're wishing that for yourself. Every single time you indulge and indulge and indulge and indulge, your body is screaming for help.
It's going to happen once. All right. Breakthrough, seeking breakthrough, solution, receptivity, and faith. Yeah. See, Spirit is acknowledging that as you move forward, that you're just going to have to look for.
Okay. Now these cards, especially the give me, when life gives you lemons, give me some sugar. I'm noticing the two similar expressions, Neo. Like both the women, their eyes are closed. They have almost like a puckered expression on their face. But what really made me giggle a little bit with the last react that I tried to do to this reading, read the phrases together. When life gives you lemons, give me some sugar. Well, if you take lemons and you add sugar and water, what do you get? Lemonade. And Chantal has always operated under, well, life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You know, whatever drama that comes along, whatever lies she tells that she gets caught, she's like, let me just make some lemonade. There's going to be like a sour aftertaste in my mouth, but I can sweeten it up and make it palatable. So this is Chantal's thinking. When life gives you lemons, give me some sugar. Give me some sugar and I'll make something out of it. But I think she's arriving in a place where she can't do that anymore. She doesn't have any lemons. And nobody's going to give her sugar. So she's essentially stuck. And that in itself is leading to a bad taste in her mouth. And it's making her flip out. I feel that when we see her on camera for her videos, what we're seeing is the in-betweens of, like, when she's off camera, she might cry and she might be more emotional. When she comes on camera, her eyes are swollen, like she's been crying. Like what we're seeing are the in-between calm before the storm moments. And this is her trying to maintain an image of, I'm fine, I'm okay, nothing's wrong here, when there's plenty wrong. She is falling apart.
Forward. Like, this is the University of the Universe. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. You're not going to be able to look backward. Just look forward, steady, straight ahead. But there's ups and downs moving forward as well. And this is being communicated upon, and it does affect your heart chakra, creating imbalances and or delays. And this, again, thank you, Spirit, has to do with whomever you're hugging and kissing up on, whoever you buttering up to. And it's interesting because look at the face. Look how in both instances, the eyes are closed. So you are manifesting something that is not your reality because you have your eyes closed. So you're manifesting this situation, hugs and kisses and adoration, pillow talking someone's favorite. But and this is the solar plexus energy to do that. But it also in the same context, this is also your Achilles heel because it puts a bad taste in your mouth. You need to get grounded. It's not that, but you're still trying to persevere. You're still trying to be optimistic in this energy. You're still trying to have some form of opportunity and be creative. And for what? For what? Okay. Well, Spirit said you're a lump.
But I think it all goes back to, it's all I've got. Her holding on to Salah, her holding on to Natter, her doing things on her channel the way that she's been doing the last 8 years. It's all I've got. Like, that's her thinking. It's all I've got. She doesn't want to explore and look for more and look for new. She holds on to the past. She holds on to people in the past. She doesn't let things go so she can receive new things. Like, she's like, just it's all I've got. You know, I read a book long ago, Neo, and there was a definition of rich versus wealthy. There is a definition between rich and wealthy. What is the difference? Both rich and wealthy people, they are given an abundance of something. It could be money, it could be knowledge, it could be skills. You know, wealth is not measured just in terms of money. It is whatever the universe gives you in abundance. It could be life experience. It could be the ability to make people smile or to make them laugh or to, say, give knowledge, like so the way that you do. But what defines rich from wealthy? Those who are rich, they wrap their arms around whatever it is they've been given and they don't let it go out into the world. They hold on to it selfishly. Whereas a wealthy person, they do what they should do and they let it go out into the world. And because they do, more comes back to them. So Chantal, she has a rich way of thinking. If she gets an abundance of something, she wraps her arms around it and she does not share. Hence the reason why, like, her pool of riches has been cut off and it's gotten smaller. She is not a sharing kind of person. She's always thinking about herself. She's always thinking about, let me just hold on to what I got and I'm not going to share it with anybody. That's not how life works. If you take, you must also be willing to give. If you want something in life, be prepared to say, if I get this, this is what I will do in return. That is how the balance is kept. Anybody out there, if you want to be a millionaire, you say, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, you want to be a millionaire. Why should the universe give you what you want? What are you going to do for the universe and the world once you become rich? Understand that it's give and take. If you take, you must also give. Offer something up. Like, I'm a millionaire, and if I become rich, I am going to do something charitable, or I'm going to contribute to society. Be prepared to keep the balance. But Chantal has always had a rich way of thinking versus a wealthy, and her wealth has decreased as a result.
On a log. It's going to leave you in a space where there is disinterest, inertia, false start.
Okay, this card, the bump on a log card. I really looked at that. I feel that the bear is Chantal. Like she has no energy, and the tree is holding her up. Like she's laying on the tree, but I feel like she has no strength, and the tree is holding her up. The tree is what's holding her up. Like she's not using her own energy to stay up there. The tree is holding her up. Like it's laying on that branch. Without that branch, she would completely fall. So she's laying on that branch, and the branch is the only thing holding her up.
No interest, okay, no response. You're just gonna be lazy like a bump on a log. And honestly, it's because you are it's more than self-destructive. You are literally you're killing yourself.
You're not wrong. And it keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. It's so much worse. The last few years have been insane, Neo. Like, you can physically see the changes. There are so many things going on with her that weren't happening just a few years ago. One side of her face swelling up, the leaky eye, just body swelling. The swelling in her body being so severe that she can't even like move her fingers all the way. It's crazy. And I know that if we see the physical signs that she surely has to, she just likes to look at herself through filters and ignore everything that's going on. But I think we're reaching a point where even she has to take notice. Like we point things out, but I think she's really starting to see, like, yeah, it's as bad as we say it is.
Like, and it's not just physical, it's mental, it's spiritual. It's like you are your own enemy. You are your own worst habit. Like you are your own addiction.
That was powerful. Damn, girl, you said that. And I love that you said that because you're on the money. That was deep. You are your own addiction. Wow. And it's true. Girl, you not only hit the nail on the head, but you just bought all the nails in the hardware store. They're yours. You got them all. You own them today. She is her own addiction. She is addicted to herself, her sense of self, the ego. She's addicted to herself. She's addicted to the ego self, Foodie Beauty that she's created on YouTube. That's the only thing that matters to her. That's where she put all of her power and her worth is in this fake, phony image and maintaining it and upholding it. The person known as Chantal hasn't existed in years because she dove into the persona that she created for YouTube. And because she did that, she lost the plot. She lost access to her real self. But she is addicted to herself, ego, image. She's devoted everything to it. She's got nothing left now. And that I feel exactly why Spirit is saying, this just won't do, madam. This just won't do. You're hurting yourself. You are hurting other people. You are not in touch with your real self. You've been divorced from that for years. This just won't do. Our job is to help you grow as a spirit soul, as a person. You haven't grown in a long time, and you're not going to grow while you're in this tower. So we got to break it down. We just got to. Period. There's nothing that I feel like Spirit has said to her, there's nothing you can do. That's it. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop this. The demolition crew is coming in. We're going to break this thing down. Whether you're in it or not, it's going to happen. Because that's our job. To break down these toxic walls and toxic things. And so they are, and so they will.
It's deep. And what I'm saying is like someone consuming themselves.
Literally, she is consuming herself with her food addiction. Her body is just, it can't keep up, Neo.
Okay. It's kind of weird. And I have to be careful with that word because sometimes the word weird does not necessarily go deep into the feeling that I have. It's very surface. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit.
I mean, I'm going to go deep for you for a minute, Neo, if you don't mind. It's really disturbing when you think about how Chantal, as a food addict, she's been on YouTube the last 8 years, and she built the most toxic, awful, perfect addiction machine on YouTube. Her channel. She built this multi-layered, multi-tiered machine to keep all of her addictions and obsessions going. Like, that way she would never hit the wall. She would never hit the ground. Her channel has always been her safety net. You know, as long as she attracts people to her channel and she makes money there, like that is her safety net. She will never hit the ground hard to where she runs out of money. There's always people around to give her money, and the more she gets, the more she spends, the more she eats. So as long as the money has been there, the addictions keep growing and getting worse, and they're really, really bad right now. Really bad.
Foodie Beauty, current energy. Yeah, Spirit is telling me again that there's something about heat, lots of heat, fire sign energy, and there could be so now my heart is racing. Something about the heart, something about heat, something about the left palm, left side, hypertension, but it's very explosive. Spirit keeps saying it's explosive. You need to be careful. You need to have a seat. You need to stop moving. Like, you need to stop walking. You need to sit down. You need to drink a glass of water. Okay, so Spirit says in the middle of the deck, what's happening is whoever boss daddy is, the rich, stable business owner, CEO, big dick energy, makes me feel like Father is coming, and Father is going to make you feel like you've been robbed. Not,
I don't know, Neo, if it's Father energy. When I first reacted to this reading, as I mentioned before earlier, Chantal was looking to work for a channel called Locale Live and be on the Locale Queens. The guy on there, Keemstar, he is essentially a millionaire and he oversees everything else. But she was looking to get hired by him. And when he did not give her a job, and then everything snowballed, the feeling from her was she felt like she'd been robbed, that she had been denied. Like, how dare you not hire me? Like a sense of outrage from her. And then she started playing victim. So I don't know if these cards have to do with what just happened with her.
not just financial, thank you, Spirit, but physical and or emotional. Father's coming back to take something. And this is going to make you feel like you're incarcerated, either figuratively or literally, locked up, about to be always in and out. And that shit is bothering you. That shit. You can't talk about it. You see how it's attacking my throat chakra? By gag and cease. Okay, but you can't even talk about it. You. That's your business, girl. That's your business. You can't even talk about it. You can't even talk about it. See, you have shattering illusions. And I say, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? It ain't you, though. You cracking the mirror. And it's the second time I'm hearing about this mirror. I don't know if you do mirror magic. I don't know what the hell you be doing. That's not my business, not my problem. But it's a second reference to mirror. Because I said in the bathroom looking in the mirror. Now we get this mirror and this mirror breaking. And what's that whole saying about if you break a mirror, you get how many years of bad luck?
I think it's 7 years bad luck. But I think that mirror is more significant than you know, Neo. Like, this is, I feel like the mirror, it represents ego. It represents the false self, the false sense of self, and the mirror is broken. The mirror is breaking. Like, all the pieces are cracked. I'm also focusing on the middle. Like, the one piece is missing. One piece of the mirror is missing. You got all these different cracks going in all different directions. And I feel like at any minute, all the pieces are going to fall away. For right now, they're in place, but the cracks are definitely showing. And I don't know if that's Foodie letting in, like, hey, I am really, really sick. And I can't deny it anymore. Or just her world is falling apart. The stones and the tower are falling away, which is forcing her to look at reality. But like, her fantasy world, it isn't a fantasy anymore. She used to escape to it. She used to dive into it to escape reality, but not even the fantasy world feels good anymore. Like, nothing feels good. And that's a good thing for her, because she needs to stop running. She needs to stop escaping and stand still and fix what's wrong versus running from it. She's been running for years, and she's at a place where she can't run anymore. Stop running, Chantal, and just fix what's wrong.
Your business. That's not my business. That ain't my, that's your shit. But shattering illusions, your current viewpoint of your reality is currently being shifted in a major way. What you once thought was true may have been an illusion. The veil is being lifted, and now you will be able to see things for what they truly are. Yeah, you're going to be looking at things for what it truly is, because this ain't that. Okay? Foodie Beauty Current Energy. Okay. So Spirit is acknowledging that you're dealing with someone who has multiple women. Okay. And I be telling y'all, and please don't take offense when I say things, because this is what Spirit is advising that I say. And so I adhere. And Spirit is acknowledging you got somebody who has community dick. And so when you hear the word community, what do you think of? Okay, yeah. And so he ping-ponging all over the place. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. He ping here, ping there. He pinging everywhere. Not my business. I don't want to tussle. See? And there's something on a cell phone. Look, hey, handsome. Hi, you want to hang out? I think we're better off if we stay friends. So there's some communication within him pinging everywhere all over the place, allegedly.
Salah has always been... He's always been Mr. Social Butterfly with the ladies. But this is something she's always known about him. This is not a secret. Like, she wants him to be her only man, but he's everybody's man. He's everybody's man, Chantal.
And it's complicated. It's platonic. There's perspective. There's chance, though. It ain't like...
I also get the feeling that I think he can tell that her health is not good, and he might be trying to line something up to replace her after she's gone.
He completely, he writing, yeah, I can't do it, but his actions are speaking louder than words. There's something happening here. Here in the middle of the deck, too, that someone has a unique job where they do things. And I've picked up on this freaky energy before with a reading with you. And if I be quite honest, allegedly, it makes me feel like there could be some kind of fetish, like a OnlyFans kind of something. And again, this is just the energy. I just pick up on energy. I have no facts to back this up. This is just an energetic reading. And yeah, it feels like there's something in the middle of the deck that you can't see, or that you're doing, or that you can't see that he's doing. Hey. Thank you, Spirit. And when I say him, I'm speaking in reference to Salah. There's somebody watching something, doing something, enticed with something, putting money towards something, and even making money in a very unique way. Okay.
You know what? That could be one or both of them. Everybody has been feeling for a while, Neo, that Chantal has something on Salah, that she knows something about him. She may have some kind of proof about what she's saying, and she's threatened him with it, and that's why he's not left, and that's why he's not giving her any trouble, is that she has heard something, seen something. Maybe she's got some kind of proof somehow for what she could say. And Salah and his family, they don't want trouble. And Chantal is a very toxic, vindictive, wrathful person. If you don't give her what she wants, or if you try to get away before she's ready to let you go, she will punish you. Yeah, she's like that. So I think she knows something, perhaps of a salacious nature, about Salah, and he knows that she could talk, that she would talk, especially if she went home to Canada and they're done. Oh, she's got nothing to lose at that point. She will take what she knows and she'll turn it into content, and she'll make money with it. She'd do that in a heartbeat.
Spirit says something else is in a minute. Okay. And this is creating what is called manipulation. Okay. And the second time I say manipulation. So someone is using this energy to manipulate someone, to be devious, a trickster, exploitative, and a fool. This also makes someone who could be a water sign be very stoic because they're not flowy in this energy because they're being manipulated. It makes them feel unemotional, rude, with a lack of empathy. This goes back to why these two could possibly be together. There is manipulation in that somebody knows what someone else is doing. And if you don't do what I say, I'm going to expose you, is what Spirit is acknowledging, and that's their business. But since we have Salah's name, let's just pick on up on his current energy.
Ooh. We got the vampire card.
So Spirit is acknowledging when it comes to Salah, there's an energy of him being closed-minded, outdated, and there's some kind of age gap between him and her. And I don't know what the age gap is. There's also an energy of impurity, adulterated, tainted, and many sexual partners. Again, allegedly. This is what the cards are saying, is what the energy is saying. Spirit is also acknowledging a vampire when it comes to her.
Yeah, I have a question, Neo. Just something that's popping in my head right now. So you can feel Salah's energy and Chantal's energy. And I think they're both freaky. You know, they both got their fetishes, they've got their interests. They're both a bit off the pale with things they like and things they enjoy. But my question is, like, because they both are off the pale, could it be that Salah, to keep control of Chantal, he puts forward that he's old-fashioned with certain things that he wants from the women that are around him in order to just control them? Because I just find it weird that as freaky as he is, as the things that he likes to do, and he's also old-fashioned at the same time, I'm just wondering if he's using the I'm old-fashioned, you can't go out in public, you can't show yourself, etc., as a way of control versus this is how he really feels. Like he is ashamed of Chantal and how she looks. So because he's ashamed of how she looks and he doesn't want to acknowledge that he's around her, he uses, oh, you're over here in Kuwait and women do things this way, so therefore you should do it this way, when she doesn't really have to. But in an effort to keep her hidden and to keep her controlled. I'm just wondering that.
And his energy vampire, draining, lust, dark, low vibration. Spirit is also acknowledging that someone is treating the other like a hobby, treating the other like a sport. I do see three is a crowd. I do see red, needing to get grounded. I do see orange, sexual, sacral energy. They're very active in what this feels like a sport, a game. There's malevolent energy, fearful, and extreme differences with these two, but there's still this energy of making a phone call and or communicating about passion. Like Spirit is saying, rehearsing. I'm hearing.
Yeah, we've been saying that for a while. That when Salah's on camera with Chantal, he's just saying what she wants him to say, what she pays him to say. And it feels scripted. It doesn't feel like natural flow of conversation. It feels very scripted.
And role playing. And there's curses, bad intentions, and hexes on this with voodoo in reverse. That's their business, okay? Spirit said there's something else coming out. And this is about the family, Salah's family. Okay.
Okay, that's the first time that the brouhaha card has come up, and it comes up multiple times. And even before this reading, that has always come up from time to time, Neo. Somebody's playing around with that brouhaha, Chantal, and they should stop. They should really stop. Because it's not doing them any good. Doing the brouhaha on people, just trying to get your way, it's not going to make that way happen. If it's not meant to happen, no matter how many spells or rituals that you do, it's not going to bring it about. All that it's going to do is cause bad energy, which is going to turn into a big ass boomerang, and it's going to fly around and come back around and hit you in the ass, Chantal. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're talking to that might be doing things on your behalf, because I don't feel you have enough energy to do rituals and spells if you're going to other people on your behalf and saying, do this and do that. You do realize that energy will come back on you, correct? Because it was your intention and your wish. And just because you're using somebody else's hands doesn't mean that you're removed from the circle of damage. And look at yourself right now. Look at the things that are happening right now. How bad your health is, how bad your energy is. Think about how much you feel fatigued and tired and miserable. Is it wise to F around with the spirit world? You have been absolutely disrespectful to the spiritual world. Even now, as a Muslim woman, you know you've not been true to the Muslim faith. You know you've not been respectful of the Muslim faith. You've been absolutely disrespectful for almost 3 years. And then you're going to turn around and you have the nerve to say, yes, I've been disrespectful, but I want this and I want that. Give it to me. No, 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 it's not going to happen. It's not. If you want something, form a plan that makes sense and then execute it step by step, and you'll get what you want if it's meant for you. But leave the spiritual world alone. It is not for you. If you are not plugged into your higher self, if you do not respect the spiritual world, you have no business asking anything from it. Ma'am, get yourself together. Stop effing around with them rituals and spells and going to people like that.
How does the Lost family feel about her? They feel like her, Foodie Beauty. She's filled with vanity, hypergamy, ego, and that this is a fake relationship. Okay, more. Spirit is also acknowledging that she's mysterious. There's an energy of death. That means endings and or beginnings, so something can start. Okay, something has to end so something can start. There's this energy of night and medieval. Now, I don't know if she's a night owl and or not, but there's this energy of her.
She is.
Moving at night. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging when it comes to them in regards to the relationship.
There we go again. The voodoo card. I'm telling you, Chantal, whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're having somebody do for you, because I think there's somebody around you that's doing stuff for you. Please stop. Please stop. Stop it. Just quit. You're already down bad. Do you want it to get worse? Stop. This is not for you. Okay? You have no knowledge, you have no respect. This is not for you. Stop. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to stop.
Spirit is voodoo comes back out again. There's unwanted messages or contact. And when it comes to the family and how they feel about Foodie Beauty Chantal making the first move, there's also magic, practice, power, spell work, beliefs, and rituals. So because she keeps making the first move, they're tapping into it. And I picked up on that energy before as well. The thing is when you think that you're a mastermind at something, but someone else is born into this culture, born into what feels like I'm gonna just continue with the culture because
I know what you're saying, Neo. There are those that they're born into something. It's just like as natural as breathing. Someone that's born into, say, a faith, or like they're brought up with something. It just comes naturally to them. Versus someone who's just they're not born into it, but they're trying to benefit from it anyway. You know? Like Chantal's problem is she's faking who she is. And she is hiding behind a faith that is not even in her heart. She's using that faith, that spiritual belief as a shield, trying to escape different things in her life that she's done wrong. She's trying to just use it as a shield. It's not a shield. It will never be a shield. But anyone out there that you have a faith, it's natural to you. I'm probably explaining this wrong, so if I confuse you guys, I'm sorry. But it's just, when you're real, when it's the real you, when you put stuff around you that really connect with you, it's part of your energy. It is so powerful because it is the real you, versus someone that they're just dabbling. Chantal's running around dabbling and adopting whatever it is she thinks will make her powerful or get something done. She's a dabbler. Dabbling is dangerous. When you dabble in something but you don't have knowledge of what you do, dabbling is dangerous because you don't know what you're messing with. You find out, though, when there are consequences. And I'm going to say something else. When I look at Chantal, I don't just see somebody who's physically sick. I mean, yes, that is going on. I see someone who is spiritually sick, like depleted, empty. Like she's suffering from spiritual sickness. She's spiritually sick. It's a different kind of sickness, and it's all over her. And I think a lot of that has to do with her imbalance. Like, things are not in balance, not even close. And if she's trying to tap into somebody else's energy to get things done, she's drained down to nothing. And more awful things are going to keep happening with her. And she's going to keep spinning out of control. And there's going to be more chaos. And she's going to crack. Chantal, I know you watch these tarot reacts. I've told you before. I'll tell you again. Stop whatever it is you might be doing or having somebody do on your behalf. Don't do it. I'm not trying to be bossy over here. I am advising you, whatever it is you're doing, stop. Stop. All it's going to do is backfire. You're never going to get the results that you want. And all you're doing is creating bad energy around you. You're making yourself weaker, sicker. Can you afford that right now? No. So stop.
I don't want to, so I don't want to fight. It's second nature, and they really know what to do. And so you thinking you doing something, and baby, it's a whole nother game being played, and you have no clue, you have no idea. I'm not gonna go deep into it, but Spirit said that this is going to be unpredictable and it's multifaceted. It's a wild card. It's their wild card. When it comes to her, they feel like she has androgynous energy. There's an energy of gender expression and sexual identity. Like, they don't really understand what you do, how you do what you do, who you are. Like, at the root of it, they don't really trust who you perceive who you perceive to be, like who you're showing yourself to be. They don't believe it. They're not trusting in what you're saying.
Yeah, because the family can pick up that she's not being authentic. That when they talk to her, she's not being authentic. People can pick up fakery. They know she's being fake. They can feel the false self when they see it.
And they said that this relationship is
transparent.
Mm-hmm. That there's a lot of financial fears when it comes to Chantal and their son, their brother, Salah. Okay. And there's also this energy of scarcity. Like, the money is not where the money was before.
Yeah. We're all feeling like this happened, Neo. That Chantal used her past glory as a golden hook to get Salah on the hook, bragging to him about, oh yeah, I made $20,000, $30,000 a month. And him being the stupid, greedy fool that he is, he immediately hooked his wagon onto her. not realizing that she's a liar. He found out. He found out too late, though, after she moved over there. He's a romance scammer, but she'd kind of turned the tables on that by locking him down so that he couldn't get away from her, and he's been stuck with her ever since. But the money has been getting progressively worse, and he's just been, I guess, waiting for her to disappear. Meaning, hold on, meaning he's been waiting for her to leave on her own. He feels that if she leaves on her own, there's less likely chance of her being wrathful to him later. But the thing is, I don't think she's gonna leave unless she's forced to leave. I've been feeling for quite a while that if she leaves Kuwait, it is not going to be by her choice. It's going to be a situation of there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I can't fight against this. There's no loophole that I could use to stay longer. There's no shortcut. There's no nothing. I have to leave. There's nothing I can do. It's going to be like that. She's not going to leave happy. She's going to be kicking and screaming and upset and crying, but it's got to happen. It's going to happen.
They also feel like Chantal is very loud, like a parrot.
Okay, now when you brought up this parrot card, when I was watching the first time and I watched it back, I was struck by a few things. Like, yeah, the parrot it's loud, it's colorful. Chantal lately has been kind of acting like a parrot. Like, just parrots, yeah, they say human words when they're taught to say human words, but they often, just sit on a branch and they just make a bunch of loud sounds. And so it is with Chantal. She's been babbling a lot. What I was also struck with the parrot is the parrot seems to be, it's not got his head straight ahead looking forward. The parrot almost seems to be looking back over its shoulder like, what? Like there's someone or something behind the parrot catching its attention, something that the parrot is listening to. Like there might be some kind of counsel going on behind the parrot. Like I feel like the parrot is Chantal, and she's listening to people that she should not be listening to, people that are giving her advice about what to do. Like she's just like, she's not looking straight ahead. She's like, what? Like, what'd you say? Like, oh yeah. Like, like she's listening to the voices behind her, people that are acting as friends. She's listening to this toxic counsel because she doesn't want control. She doesn't want to think for herself. So she's surrounding herself with people to be her think tank. Problem is that think tank sucks. They're giving her bad advice. But she's listening to them because she doesn't want to think for herself. But the parrot almost seems to be looking over its shoulder like, huh? Like waiting for someone to tell the parrot what to do or to give the parrot advice.
You know how a parrot can be obnoxious and say the same thing over and over again? Whatever you teach the parrot, that's what the parrot says. That's what it feels. Very loud, very big, very colorful.
And I'm also thinking that the leaves are significant. Like this parrot is surrounded by leaves. Each leaf represents a person. She is surrounded, like all those leaves represent people to me. She's surrounded by people. Like parrot is in the middle. But each leaf is a person. And they're all looking to use her to grow. Like all the leaves are reaching towards the parrot.
Okay. Out there. Okay. Anything else? Anything else about Chantal? How does Salah's family feel about Chantal? Thank you.
Ooh.
There is a powerful man. Second time we see this. It makes me feel like dad. He's a boss. He's a leader. He is acknowledging subconsciously that Chantal has impurities, adulterated, tainted, many sexual partners, and that something's going to happen around the holidays.
Oop. And the holidays are just around the corner, ain't they? We're on the 17th. It's the 17th, y'all. Christmas is not too far away. It's less than a week. Oh my. Something that you couldn't possibly know, Neo. So Chantal went on Locale Live, and she was portraying herself as a Muslim woman, a reverted Muslim woman. She went on wearing the hijab and the abaya, and she was saying some really nasty things. As a Muslim woman, she was offering, shall we say, sexual favors to guys on the panel. And she was giving them permission to look at a somewhat explicit picture. But I've heard, I can't confirm, but I've heard that clips of that panel of her saying those vulgar things were sent to possibly Salah's father and family members. So I don't know if that is what's made Dad very angry, but I would imagine it would make him angry. So I don't know what's going on with Christmas and the ugly sweater, but just thought I'd let you know that.
See this ugly sweater? Something's going to happen around the holidays.
She might be coming home.
That's their business, child. I can't, that's their business, baby. Chantal, current energy. We do get High Priestess in reverse.
When I saw this card, Neo, if the card were upright, the snake would be at the feet of the High Priestess. But it feels like it's over the head. It feels like it's over the head. That's screaming at me. It's over the head. Like there's again, it feels like there's toxic counsel going on with Chantal. There are people that are acting like friends. Oh, I'm your friend. I want to help you. I can help you this way. There is toxic counsel that she is leaning on, that are giving her bad advice. And the snake is biting the hand of the priestess. Looks like the snake is biting the hand of the priestess. So it's like this, where the High Priestess upright would be, knowledge and wisdom, enlightenment. It's reversed here. It's reversed.
Your intuition seems to be blocked at this time, and you're not seeing things as clearly as you should. So second time we hear about her not tapping into her higher intuitive self. A reverse High Priestess is not using her powers to her advantage, and without it, she's likely not to see or know what is coming her way. The High Priestess wants you to tap back into your psychic abilities and connect to your intuition. The High Priestess reverse is also asking that you pay close attention to certain things and energies around you. Something may not be as it appears, but second time we hear something is not as it appears. But know that in due time, it will be revealed to you. So it is wise to prepare yourself. And
Spirit is telling me to say this because it knows that Chantal will watch this react, Neo. Chantal, think back to the beginnings of your channel. Your channel was doing a lot better, and you were doing a lot better when you were holding on to your sense of independence. The more you've given away, the worse things have become. Like this whole quest to give away your independence and giving it to other people, the people that you've chosen to give it to, it's not been to your benefit. Your quest to create the ultimate relaxing, easy life and think about nothing and do nothing, it has come at a very expensive price. By giving over control to Salah, it's dragged your channel down. By seeking out counsel with certain people on YouTube, that's dragged you down. Like you've reached a place where you don't want to think about things, or maybe you can't think about things, but you are going to the wrong people for counsel and for help. You're relying on other people for help, for advice, when the best thing that you can do is seek out your own knowledge. Because just think about it. You've been on YouTube for years and your channel was doing good when you were in control. You were doing the thinking. You were coming up with the ideas. And then you went from that to listening to certain people who don't know what the F they're talking about. But because you are devoted to not thinking, not acting, not doing, you want other people to be your think tanks, and they don't know how to be successful. They don't. See what happens when you let people think for you and make decisions for you? It just doesn't pan out well, does it? There's a life lesson in that. It's time to get back behind the driver's seat, get in the driver's seat and take the wheel. Stop being so lazy and do some adulting. Don't you agree?
You know, I've picked up on that energy so many times for her. Okay, so Foodie Beauty current energy. Feels like she has to change something. There's a plan that she has to change. And so she feels like this is going to give her the best luck to change. It feels like she's pivoting. She's really determined in overcoming those challenges with the Chariot card.
That card right there, the Hermit card. Look what's on the card, Neil. The mirror. The mirror. There it is, that again. There's the mirror. We saw it earlier. We're seeing it again. And the picture of the house turned upside down. Yeah, the shattering, like the ego is being shattered. The ego has been shattered. It's in pieces right now. And that's part of the reason why I feel she's flipping out. Because she's gone through things in her life that made her upset, but the ego always remained intact. But I feel like things are different now. That the ego is being broken apart. Like life is going to humble her. It's going to humble her big time. And with the humbling comes the falling of the tower. The falling of the house. The house is upside down. You see this, Chantal? Like there's no mirror inside the mirror. It's blank. Their house is upside down and the light is even upside down. You know, I mean, when a lantern is inverted, will anything burn in it? No. There's no light. You got to turn that lantern right side up to get light out of it. So everything is upside down for you right now, but don't get mad about it. This needed to happen. You can't go on this way.
Subconsciously, she is paranoid in her new decision, her choice, her change, her structure plan, her pivot. She's dealing with isolation and feeling very antisocial with the Hermit card. And Spirit said, this is the wheel of fortune. Good luck, because there are cycles and changes ahead. This is coming with karma. This is a turning point. So she needs to make some life-changing decisions. Spirit is acknowledging that she needs a balance in her life. There will be justice. There will be justice. Spirit is acknowledging, and this feels like it will go to a court of law. I do see balance. She's dealing with some ups and downs, not just in her partnership, but also in her finances. What is her biggest obstacle? Remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. Malicious gossip, false accusations, judging unfairly with the judgment card in reverse. She's not able to take accountability and or responsibility for herself. With the world card, because she cannot do it, it's not over. There is stagnation. She feels unsuccessful, a lack of closure. And then with the King of Cups in reverse, water sign energy has been showing up this entire read. But there's a violent man who's overly emotional and a cheater. that's coming up. And this information, excuse me, is delinquent. She's not speaking up. This is an obstacle because there's a lack of education. She doesn't know exactly what to do in the area of education. So who is in the area of education? Because the area of education is coming up and it's very strong. I'm hearing education, education, ping, ping, ping. Who is that?
Well, people already told you in your comments, Neil. I was reading your comments earlier. Salah's father is involved in the area of education.
The subby said something about LOL cow. I don't know. And Foodie.
Dang, you don't even watch Foodie, and you know about Lol Cow Live. You know about her being a lol cow.
So when it comes,
girl, how are you so good? You're picking up on all these things. Dang.
comes to LOL cow, there's an energy of information. There's an energy of setting the record straight. There's an energy of sharing information about her when it comes to these two. Subconsciously, because there is a revealing of information or sharing information, someone feels manipulated, abused, or speaking of abuse, from a dangerous man, with the King of Swords. And because of this information or sharing of knowledge around manipulation and or abuse from a dangerous man, she is unable to let go. When it comes to LOL cow, she's unable to let go, thinking about compromise, but also trying to overcome sadness with a 3 of Swords. This is also another way for her to make money, to drive what feels like traction her way. And this is how she's being creative. So she might be talking about this because it brings her money. She might be engaging with this because that is her magic wand. That's her willpower. That's her desire. This is a project. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it. She is monetizing things that she has no business monetizing because, one, you don't monetize that kind of stuff on YouTube. Two, it triggers people. Monetizing DV and SA to get attention for herself and make money. That's just bad karma. That is so bad karma, Neo.
Anything else in regards to LOL cow and Foodie? There's some big changes ahead. Someone's going to be very direct. Someone's going to be seen as a hero, and someone's going to be seen as a villain, which is going
There's the mirror again. There we go. Again, the mirror just will not stop coming up. And the broken house, the upside down house, my goodness.
to cause one or both. I'm hearing her, paranoid, feeling isolated and antisocial with the Hermit card in reverse. In the middle of the deck, Foodie Beauty is filled with vanity, promiscuity, and childhood issues with the Page of Cups in reverse. What's next for Foodie Beauty? Again, Spirit says you need to have a seat. You need to sit down. You need to drink water. Spirit is acknowledging there is no room for you to get upset and or angry because your high blood pressure cannot take it. Spirit is acknowledging that there is a rupture. Spirit is acknowledging that you need to sit down. Spirit is acknowledging that you are being exposed. And so because of that, you are having a tantrum that you need to sit down. Spirit keeps saying several times you need to sit down. You are off balance. There's an energy of dizzy and there's an energy of the left side of your body, especially in your hand, feeling very hot. Spirit is acknowledging that she needs to walk away at this moment, that her life is facing mountains. Second time we see mountains, ups and downs. This is the university of the universe. That she needs to have emotional strength to move forward. Thank you, Spirit. She does feel disappointed, but there is this energy also of traveling, flying. And in this moment of flight and or travel, she's going to have introspection. Hindsight is 2020. She's going to feel lazy, easily distracted, and bored in this new space of time with the Page of Wands, throwing water on a flame. Okay, and Spirit is acknowledging that she is going to try to start over again, but this is careless, this is stupid, and there will be a lack of direction.
Yeah, it feels like if she does come back to Canada, she's going to try to get things started again with Natter. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. She's going to try to get things started again with Natter. That's why it's stupid. You know, she's trying to pick up the pieces of the past and sew them together and make a new quilt. No. Those pieces are rotted and they need to be thrown away. Just throw them in the trash and burn them. But I feel like that is kind of like her sort of kind of plan B, that if things fall apart in Kuwait, she's going to go directly back over to Nader and get the drama started back with him somehow. And maybe that will bring in some coin for a while to float her until she figures something else out.
There's also going to be an energy of arrest, sacrifice, second time we see this. And that will be the solution. That'll be the resolution. Okay. Sending her the collective love and light. It feels like Spirit wants me to ask another question. Not sure. Okay. Thank you. See, that's what it was. Spirit said this is going to be done in court of law. I see law, a wise man who has authority, who has intelligence, is going to hit the gavel on this situation. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
And that plays into like the feeling that I've got of there's going to be a situation where, like, I keep hearing there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You can't fight against this. You can't argue against it. You can't bargain or lie your way out of it. There's nothing you can do. I don't know what's going to happen with Chantal, but I feel it's going to take something of an umpteenth severe extreme degree to break this thing apart, because she's not going to leave on her own. It's going to take something of a legal nature or a severe nature for her to let go. Something is going to force her to let go. She's a forcer. It's going to take another kind of force to stop her from being a forcer. But wonderful reading, Neo. Absolutely amazing. Always a good time reacting to you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this wonderful, awesome, amazing reading by Neo Tarot. Those of you that are new to my channel, y'all check out Neo's channel. Look down below. Look, you see that link? Click on it. Check out all of her stuff. She's really amazing. Sub up to her channel. Give her a comment. Give her a like. Tell her how much you enjoy and appreciate her doing these reacts to Chantal. And I'm going to go ahead and post this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.